With Mount Rainier in the distance, there are few cities finer on a clear afternoon than this one, and we have a picture-perfect day for football at Lumen Field in Seattle. As of this morning, summer officially over. It's time for autumn football, and we're underway on EA Sports. And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way down to the 29. A huge play there right off the bat. 43 yards.
We spent a lot of time talking about what's going on the field. How about off the field with the evaluation? And they spent a lot of time saying, we've got to get a rookie in here who has big playability. And that's exactly what we're seeing here early in his career.
Drafted him in the spring. Here he is early in the fall making an impact. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5. The Seahawks at 1-1 through 2 games thus far. It's not a start that's going to set the world on fire, but they've been pretty solid nonetheless.
And the first thing that crosses my mind, it certainly beats the alternative of starting 0-2. I do think that this is a team that's going to take a little time to find its footing. Hard to navigate the always tough NFL.
That's good for a first down, his second catch of the opening drive. That's probably as simple of a throw as he'll have all game.
And good for everyone. Good for his completion percentage. Good for the receptions for the receivers. But you know how they work on that. They have footballs with no laces. So that as soon as you get the snap, you're just throwing the football.
And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Kenneth Walker, his second rushing touchdown on the year. And the Seahawks will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. And they do exactly what they wanted to. Opening drive, they get into the end zone. They do it on the ground.
And not only is the person lugging the ball happy, of course, because he got it into the end zone. How about the offensive linemen and receivers who are blocking for him? They have to feel great about themselves, sticking it in the end zone on a running play.
The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. And no thought of bringing this one out. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll begin the drive at the 30. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll start on the ground with Brooks. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Young to throw it. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Brooks. Give him 15 there, and the Panthers have a first down. Young going to give to Brooks. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to 2nd and 4. Once again, it's Brooks. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. A couple of nice carries back-to-back here, establishing the ground game a bit.
Yeah, these aren't bare-bones runs now. I mean, they're getting substantial yardage, the kind of yards you're looking for, right? Let's go ahead and use a cliche. Stay ahead of the change, right? 5 or more yards each time. That's what you're looking for in setting a tone and getting your offensive line going.
Good sign on the opening drive. Young's incompletion on first down leads to a 2nd and 10. takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. When you talk about this Seahawk defense, against the pass, they've had some issues, ranked number 23 in the NFL right now.
When they lack in pass defense, they do make up for in run defense. They're a top 10 unit against some people trying to move the ball on the ground. But this is a pass.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. CD, what a sensational start for this defense. Instead of just forcing the 3-and-out, which they were about to do, they pick it off and take it in for the score.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't just settle for the standard good way to start a game. They started in dramatic fashion. Take it away, score points, and guess what? They'll be flying to go back out there on defense again after that play.
Extra point up and through by Myers. And that'll make the score 14-0. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on first down. And he ran right through one tackle as he fights forward for a gain of 7. Now 2nd and 3. Now Young. A throw out wide, going to be incomplete.
The coverage was good, but I just wonder if they absolutely fooled the quarterback on that play. I think he was expecting something else. Ended up with nowhere to throw the football successfully.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Line of scrimmage moves from one 37-yard line to the other as they come up 1st and 10. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Down the left sideline. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Charles, it is pretty rare that we see a team build this kind of lead in the opening quarter. And, man, they seem to be clicking on all three phases right there. The defense doing its part with a pick six.
And it's absolutely been the definition of a start that you would pick for yourself and for your team, right? And I have a feeling that they just want to stay in this zone. What's truly incredible about this start is they can add on a couple more scores. This one could legitimately be over in the second quarter.
And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. They'll run straight ahead with Brooks. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long. Now Young. And that is incomplete.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to have to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
Here's the Panthers punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. It'll be a 39-yard punt, 4 on the return, and it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. They'll fake the jet sweep and go instead with Walker. Now inside the 25. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Ken Walker with his second touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Seahawks are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Boy, CD, what a start for them. Still in the first quarter. They're absolutely blitzing them. All the points that they've put up, I'm not sure what you say on the other sideline right now.
I think it's as simple as this, partner. The way that they're playing, there's no limits on what this lead could become.
The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. Powering his way forward.
The Panthers take over first and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And these guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out. Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
On first and 10, it's Brooks. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on rips like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I think there he had to come off of his primary receiver in a big way, just trying to get it to a secondary guy, unable to get that play completed.
Checked down, but didn't even have enough time to do that. Incomplete. 3rd down, Young from the gun. Flush to his right. An off-balance throw there, and it's going to wind up incomplete.
It's going to be another frustrating end to a drive here. This offense, they've not been able to get anything going in this first half. And now it's going to be time to gather on the sidelines and try and figure out what's going wrong. Who has an idea? Who has a plan? Time to implement it.
It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and they will take over 1st and 10. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. 3rd down and 10. They'll look to throw here. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. Back to throw now on first down. To the sideline, and that is a heck of a catch as he was able to get both feet in. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays. So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. And a strong run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 35. 93 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half. On first down, he'll drop to throw. Targeting the out route, and he completes this to Metcalf. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. We remind you that coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will be alongside. He'll have highlights and analysis from Orlando of this first half of action. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. He's got his big tight end, Fan. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. A big play that time on the catch and run. And it'll move the chains. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. Walker. No signal, and now they say he did not get in. He is stonewalled at the 1. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down. Again, Walker. And he is going to be smothered in the backfield again as he ran into a wall there. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. Now they send a man in motion right. They'll go with a touch pass here, trying to pick it up. And he will take this one in for a Seattle touchdown. A great effort there as the first half is winding down. And the Seahawks are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Myers connects on the PAT. And that makes this 35-0 now. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And with 8 seconds on the clock, really not a lot of time to try to put anything together. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. Final play of the half, Young. And the Seahawk defense gets to him and they bring him down. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. The Panthers going to get the football first, trailing here as well as we resume play in this second half. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And we'll see, Charles, if they had a chance to hit the reset button at halftime. They have not scored. They're facing this big deficit. And if they're going to come back, it's going to have to start right now.
Yeah, and for them, it's not dwelling in the negative because, yes, they were totally ineffective in the first half. But we've seen many games that have flipped around in the second half. It all starts with this drive right here. They get something good going, put some points on the board, they begin to have hope.
Throwing, Young. Young is intercepted for the 3rd time this game.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at the 27-yard line.
Walker now on 1st and 10. A little second effort there on the strong run. And then drop just inside of the 20. 103 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. Here's 2nd and 3. And Walker once more. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it was just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But it looks like they're ready to go.
They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
So it's pretty simple, partner. You pick up a turnover, set you up in excellent field position. The last thing you want to do is go 3 and out in this spot.
Yeah, they would have had to settle for a field goal attempt, but now they keep those touchdown hopes alive. Here's Walker. And that'll move him a little closer as he takes it from the 7 down to the 4-yard line.
That's good power football on 1st and goal. A lot of teams will throw from there, but that's a nice job to chew up a few more yards and get yourself closer to the goal line.
Second and goal from inside the 5. Oh, the motion comes too late, and this is going to be a delay. So a little tardy getting everyone set, and the clock hits 0 before they could snap it.
Yeah, you can take your time and use the clock and try and get set up, but once it gets near 5 seconds, that's when you often hear a quarterback yelling, hurry, hurry, to make sure everybody's ready to get the snap off.
And finding room to work, he's down to the 2-yard line. 7 big yards on the carry there to get him within range of the goal line with 3rd down upcoming. This is kind of one of those in-between plays here, Charles, on 3rd and goal from the 2 or the 3 in that area. What do you dial up?
Something quick hitting. You don't have the time for something that develops slowly. It's got to be right at them if you're going to run the football. And if you're going to throw it, something quick, get it out of your hands in a hurry.
Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd.
There have not been a lot of great moments for this defense throughout this game. Finally, they have one they can hang their hat on. A nice stop there.
Myers' kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, whatever was said in the locker room during the break must have worked. They forced the turnover. They didn't get the touchdown, Charles, but it does translate into 3 points to begin this second half.
Exactly as they discussed in the locker room at halftime. Get some points to get things kick-started. Now start your half off with some momentum. Gives you something to build on for your next possession.
And a nice return sets them up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. It's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. The turnover on the last drive, they had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't want to admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Well, that's a good piece of quarterbacking right there because he certainly felt the pressure coming. The alternative, getting sacked for the first time. He didn't like that option at all. Did a nice job saving yardage by throwing that one away.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. That is incomplete.
Well, I think he's as fine with that incompletion as a quarterback can be, in all honesty. He avoided his first sack of the game, and he did have a chance of connecting for yardage, just unable to on that throw.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Back to throw here. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. This is caught inside the 15. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. DK Metcalf, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Seahawks are pouring it on. He put quite a bit of air underneath that touchdown pass. Of course, we knew that he had the strong arm.
That part was easy. You could see that throughout his college career. But what you want to know about a rookie is when the pressure's on, can you throw with touch? He just did right there. And, boy, it was pretty.
The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They'll stay on the ground with Brooks. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning it in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Open here, Adam Thielen. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. The Panthers on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. They'll try and run here with Brooks. And a good run here as he'll rumble all the way down to the 40-yard line. 82 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? They looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you should have a few men in the box there.
Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
On the zone read, a handoff here to Brooks. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive. Young. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Panthers 1st down. They needed 5 there on 3rd down. He winds up getting 7. Up the middle with Brooks here. And a hard-working run here as he's got it inside the 20, down to the 17. Give him 10 there. Good enough for a Panther 1st down. On the handoff, this is Brooks. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. Now a 2nd and 10. Young. Eluding the pressure right. And he's got it. Touchdown, Panthers. Xavier Legette from 17 yards out. And the Panthers are finally on the board here in the 4th quarter. Point after, right down the middle as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play.
John Parker Romo to kick off.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. You just kind of feel for the defense right now. This deficit, they have not been able to stop them the entire game, Charles. And some hands on hips, some long faces out there on the defensive side. They're like, oh, my gosh, we got to face these guys again here.
Yeah, people don't understand how hard it is when you're on the side that's being dominated to keep your head up and continue to play hard. And that's what they're going through right now, trying to find that pride inside of them to allow them to continue to fight, even though they are down huge in this game.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Offensively lucky they were able to keep the football, but now 4th down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. 1, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But 2, being able to punt it changes field position for them. Imagine if that turnover takes place there. Now your defense has to go onto the field and try and hold. Instead, they get a little breathing room.
It's just a 32-yard punt with no return. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
And he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. On play action, Young forced out to his left. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. Just 34 yards on the punt there, no return. And it'll be Seahawk football as they take over deep in their own territory. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Now they are really in the driver's seat here, enjoying this lead. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Well, this is something we've seen before, partner. We've seen a defense bait a rookie, pretend to leave a window open, and then the defensive back jumped it as soon as the ball was released. Big-time play. They love taking advantage of the youngsters, and in this case, it paid off well.
Following the interception, Young escaping the pressure right. Open man is Mingo, complete. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. A solid pickup of 13 sets him up 1st and goal. Well, I mean, look, obviously there's no 20 or 30-point play in that playbook, but they can try to end things here on a positive note despite trailing big, and that looks like what they're trying to do here by pushing the ball downfield.
Well, let me go with the heavy cliche then, partner. Just control what you can control right now, and all they can control here is how their final plays develop.
Brooks is not going to get in here as they push him back to the 2-yard line. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds left to go. Young with it, 3rd and goal. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
It's desperation time. Young on 4th down. And that is caught. Well, they're going to see this one to the end. They get a score, but pretty much an exercise in futility right now. Still down big.
And yeah, that touchdown counts for their team, but I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at on film, but this one's over, let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one.
And this is caught, so they do get the 2. Still a very large deficit, but maybe something to feel a little better about.
John Parker Romo to kick off.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. Well, they came into this one with a vision, Charles, and it has played out exactly as they had hoped, if not even better. They've got the huge lead here, and now the football for the final moments of the fourth.
Yeah, and it was apparent that they were the better team, right? We figured that out pretty early, but give them a lot of credit for staying with it. They didn't stumble around out there. They didn't create a lot of errors for themselves because they were the superior team. They took care of business and closed them out pretty quickly.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
Let's go. 70 Rangers, 70 Rangers. Ready?
That one looks like he'll throw here. It's caught inside the 25. And what are the whistles for? Timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. They're going to look to throw. He finds his man, complete. That's Leonard. Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this